Okay, everybody, I'm back. Sorry about that. Got a 15-minute time limit, so whatever, or 15-minute, 10-second time limit. Anyway, from Up on Papa Hill, which is also being planned for a release this year, it's from Japan, of course, traditionally animated, I believe. That is getting a release this year, so look forward to that. And that'll be March 15th. I'm guessing it's going to be in Japan only, and then they might bring it over here to the States maybe a year or so later. If not this year, we're not really sure yet. So unless anybody knows about it, let us know. And then March 22nd, you got the Crows, or the Crods, if you will, being released, and I think that's from DreamWorks. I think it's from DreamWorks. And they've been advertising this movie big lately. Very funny. Trying to see if it is. And yes, it is. It's from DreamWorks. So it kind of tells you the other movie I talked about, Imaginary Enemies, may be held back before this year. And then we have a bit of a break, if you will, for a while from animated releases. And then come May 24th, just in time for the summer, from Blue Sky Studios and obviously 20th Century Fox, you will have Epic. That's right, Epic's coming. A lot of people are talking about this one as if it's going to be a big, big deal. And it's actually going to live up to its name. And then come June 21st, we have Monsters University, which some people are kind of up and down about. And then June 21st as well, we have, I'm trying to see here, we have the Blue Umbrella. We have the Blue Umbrella being released. I think that's a foreign CGI film, I'm not really sure, but that's being released on June 21st, unless it's a short. Yeah, it is a short. And it's going to be released by Disney and Pixar along with Monsters University. That's why it's got the same release date. So yeah, look forward to that, if you will. So Monsters University will be released on the 21st, and look for the Blue Umbrella to be released along with it, to be released along with it as its featurette to be shown before. All right. Next up, we have one that everybody's looking forward to on July 4th weekend, and that is on July 3rd, it'll be Despicable Me 2. And then 16 days later, we got Turbo, which I think is also, I think is DreamWorks, I'm not really sure, but we have Turbo. Yes, it is DreamWorks, so I'm guessing Imaginary Enemies, like I said, is going to be next year. We're not really sure yet. And then, of course, we've got the Smurfs 2, which has gotten its trailer already. It's got people talking. That's planned for July 31st. And then, of course, Little Mermaid in 3D has been canceled. They are not going to do that. They are not going to release Little Mermaid in 3D. Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs 2 will be released on the 27th of this year in September. September 27th, Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs 2 will be released. DreamWorks bringing out Mr. Peabody and Sherman will be released on November 1st in time for the holiday season, taking kind of advantage of what Wreck-It Ralph did for Disney. And Frozen, the next Disney animated feature, will be released on November 20th, basically Thanksgiving weekend, or around Thanksgiving. Frozen, an animated adaptation or CGI animated adaptation of the Snow Queen, will be released around that time frame. So really look forward to a lot of those in the next year or so from MovieWeb. Now, MovieWeb's not the only one to have these, so if we're going to kind of look a little bit. We also have, from If You Want to Take It Seriously, we have We have Wikipedia has a list of them, if you will. Again, like I said, if you want to take these guys seriously, because a lot of people do and some people don't, and basically because Wikipedia has had a reputation of not always having the correct answers. But basically, here's a list. It doesn't have the release dates. I'm going to tell you that right now. But these are all basically set for this year. These are all basically set for this year. We're going to look at the states first. Again, I've already mentioned The Dark Knight Returns, earnings and everything. We also have Planes, which is going to be released, I believe, this year. It's being released. Planes, if you will. I can find it here. Alright, there it is. Yeah, Planes apparently originally was going to be direct-to-video DVD, but Disney Toon Studios, not Pixar, but Disney Toon Studios, decided to go a direction that they had done previously with the Tigger movie and Doug's first movie, and that's released the film in theaters to see how it does. And it's being scheduled for an August 9th release. So yeah, August 9th this year, they're planning to release this movie into theaters. So look forward to that if you're curious about it. And again, all the other movies that I mentioned on here too, except for maybe a few. But then, if you're a Japanese anime fan, this is where you're really going to get interested, because Japan's going to have a heck of a year, apparently. You got Onohana, the flower we saw that day. You got Aurora, Mary Sakatara. I can't pronounce. I'll provide a link to this down below so you guys can see it. We have Case Closed, Private Eye in the Distant Sea. We have Crayon Shin-chan, Stupid Horse, B-Class Gourmet Survival. Doraemon, Nobate no Hisamitsu Togu Museum. Dragon Ball Z, Battle of Gods. Let's see. Gaiko Ban Moha Shoto Makoto Jibidi Hanekyo no Makoto. I can't pronounce it again, I'll provide the link below. We have Tiger and the Bunny, I'm just going to call it that. The Rising. We have Hakuki, Part 1 and 2. We have Sakaru Aua, Home Sweet Home, let's just call it that. We have Haru. We have Hunter and Hunter, Phantom Rogue, or Phantom Rouge. Hunter and Hunter, Phantom Rouge. Iron Man, Rise of Technovore. Avalon Final. So that's a new one. The Tale of Princess Kaichia. Kantoto Nuan. Oh, we also have Leo the Lion apparently coming too. That's listed here for the States. Let's see, My Little World as well, so a few. Okay, what else they have from Japan? If you're a fan of Pretty Cure, you got Pretty Cure All Stars, New Stage 2. Kuroko no Tomoto. Saint Young Men, this is also coming from, these two I just mentioned are from Japan. From America, we have Santa Apprentice, obviously a Christmas film. Okay, also from Japan now, we have Space Pirate Captain Harlock. Star Driver, the movie, also from Japan. Steins Gate from Japan. Trick or Treaters from the US. Toro Misuto no Index from Japan. And The Wind Rises, Hayao Miyazaki is behind that one. The Wind Rises, also from Japan. And that's Studio Ghibli, so expect maybe that to be released by Disney within this year or the next year. In fact, a few from that Studio Ghibli are coming this year. But again, expect them probably in the next year or so to hit here to the States, if not already being planned for that. Yeah, but very, very interesting year. Again, some of them that I just mentioned that I just looked at, like I said, you got a Santa Apprentice, My Little World, Leo the Lion, and the Trick or Treaters, all being possibly released for the holiday season, Halloween and Christmas season this year, if that's what's going to happen. They're not now. Those basically that I just mentioned are not in blue. If you know anything about Wikipedia, if they're in red, they have to be edited. So those are some of the movies being planned for release this year from America and Japan. All the movies I just mentioned in part 1 and here in part 2. Now, there is another site, if I could find it. It's called Movie Insider, if you will. And it's got some releases for some animated films. Again, it's starting with Escape from Planet Earth, The Crew. Basically, it's all the same. Escape from Planet Earth on the 14th of February. The Crowds on March 22nd. From Up on Poppy Hill, March 15th. That sounds like it's going to come here then. Here's one that they didn't have. An Over-Simplification of Her Beauty, April 12th. Epic on May 24th. Monsters University on June 25th. Turbo, July 19th. Despicable Me, July 3rd. Disney's Planes, August 9th. Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs 2, September 27th. Frozen, November 27th. And Mr. Peabody and Sherman, November 1st. And Walking with Dinosaurs, obviously he's going to round it out this year on December 20th. So, if I'm Animat, I'm definitely looking at, I definitely have to research some of the films that are coming out, but it does look like it's going to be a very interesting year for animation, animated films. They all sound pretty good. I mean, I'm just curious of what they'll do with Mr. Peabody and Sherman, what DreamWorks will do with that. I'm looking forward to Epic because that looks really good. The Cruise, I'm going to probably check out. Monsters University, definitely want to check that out to see exactly where they go with that. And Disney's Planes, that's kind of up in the air. I don't know if they're going to... I mean, it sounds like they're trying to cash in on the success of Cars, on the Cars franchise, so we'll just have to wait and see exactly what happens in the next next 6.5 months, see what they do with this. Because it's one thing, again, to do a spin-off on something and try to cash in on a success, but it's another to succeed and it's another to fail. So we'll see what happens. We got to remember, Planes is not by DreamWorks, it's not by Pixar, it's by Disney Toon Studios. That's the big difference there. And they've kind of had a reputation of being 50-50 on their releases. So we'll just have to wait and see. I mean, this looks like it's going to be an okay year. I think the one movie I believe that's really, the one animated film I believe that's really going to stick out this year, the two top ones I believe are going to stick out are going to be Epic, The Croods, I should say, and I'm going to go with Frozen as being the ones that are going to stick out. Walking with Dinosaurs sounds like it could be interesting. And it's being released by 20th Century Fox, but we'll just have to wait and see. But I have to go with Epic, The Croods, Monsters University, and Despicable Me 2, and Frozen as the top ones to look out for this year in 2013. So, that's all I'm going to say basically on this, and sort of in a response to Animat's top 5 best and worst list. Comment down below, let me know what you guys think. Video responses are greatly appreciated, and I'll talk to y'all later. God bless, take care, have a safe MLK Day.